Evelyn Glennie is back with us at Heinz Hall at Pittsburgh Symphony, playing music by composer of the year Steven Stucky. His Spirit Voices. You gave the world premiere of this piece.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you.
Now, tell us about Spirit Voices. You've got a banshee, a coyote, all kinds of wild creatures in this piece.
I know, and really, this is not quite what you would expect from a percussion concerto, because of course Steven is such a great colorist, and in a way every member of the orchestra is used to the absolute maximum, so we're all in a way painting a picture, and the percussion is very much part of the orchestral color. So we're not seeing fireworks as you would expect from a percussion concerto, but real beautiful subtleties there, and real quirkiness as well. So we have the beautiful sustained sounds that are often created from non-percussive means, so using a bow and bowing a tam-tam, bowing a cymbal, bowing a crotale, bowing the vibraphone, and then he has these sort of really twisted like sounds coming from brake drums and agogo bells and cowbells that are sort of so distorted with each other. So he's really twisting sounds there.
There's a Scottish spirit along the way, is there not?
Oh, there is indeed, But, I just love this idea where every movement is almost painting a different picture. And that's what Steven's so great at. You can experience his music and performances many times and you're always going to just notice something. Wow, oh gosh, that's interesting. So you're not going to walk away from it saying, wow, that was an incredible piece of music. It's much more subtle than that. And that's why I really like just to have the performances to delve into his piece.
And the Navajo Indian spirit, would we expect to hear that sort of a sound in a Wild West film? Or?
Well, actually, no, perhaps not really in this particular piece, but, certainly lots of rhythmic aspects, but I think that really the rhythm comes in this sort of natural vibration of the sound itself, the pulsating sustain of a tam-tam, or the incessant sort of direction of a sustained note from a horn or a tuba or something. So it's a different kind of listening almost. You need time just to digest the sound and what's happening really throughout your body with it.
Now that you've had a chance to play it and you recorded it in Singapore, do you have a favourite moment that you think is particularly magic?
Well, heavens, lots of favourite moments really, and I think that they can change all the time in a strange way, because once an audience is there in a performance, they're very much part of that performance, and they do things to performers that never seem to happen in the privacy of your own four walls. And, they sort of allow us to walk on that tightrope. So how they will listen to the piece will be really interesting, and they will, in a way, dictate certain sustained moments, certain silences and so on, just with the way that they might be paying attention. Who knows?
How long did this piece take to come together, and how did you work with Steven Stucky? You gave him advice along the way?
Oh, Steven knows really how to deal with percussion. No real advice at all. He's just such a master of orchestral colours, and he really does his homework. So there's no advice from me. Really, I don't know. I can't actually remember how long the process was, because of course it can vary from composer to composer, and very often you get bits and pieces of the piece, and you're working on lots of different other pieces as well. So hard to determine how long exactly, but just thankfully because of email, we were able to communicate from across the pond, with each other. And that's really, really helped. And of course, getting examples of the piece too. But it is a sort of piece where you need the whole orchestra in your rehearsal room. It's very hard to rehearse it just by yourself, because you might see a tam-tam bowed, a bowed tam-tam or a bowed cymbal or something, and that's it for a moment. And you think, well, okay, unless you have the full score there, you don't know how that is in relation to everything else in the piece. So, I need the Pittsburgh Symphony in my home, in my studio at home.
This is your fourth visit. I wanted to ask you if you feel at home now with the orchestra.
Well, you know, what goes on behind the scenes and on stage is integral, and the hard work that people put in behind the scenes is extremely important, and especially with the kind of logistics that I'm dealing with, the nature of percussion. So, you know, there's a wonderful crew here and a wonderful management team who really do understand that, and that's half the battle, you know, making sure that you have time to just maneuver the instruments, experiment with the setup, and you know, that always is different according to the shape of the stage, the size of the stage, and so on, and where the conductor needs to be, and working with a conductor perhaps for the first time. You know, all of that just needs time to just settle down, and there's real kind of patience, as it were, and understanding from the orchestra, and of course the quality of the musicianship. And I mean, it's just, well, this is a Class A orchestra, as we all know. It's a world-class orchestra, and for me, I just always get goose pimples every time I'm here working with them.